that road right
Oh, yeah.
outside of, probably about 9 miles outside of Casper. And that, 20 miles from, as soon as you leave Rollins is so bad.
Oh, yeah,
And,
that stretch, you got that little hill and, or
Yeah.
mountain or whatever the heck it is, and,
I mean, the snow fences were just covered, and it started to get slick. We had had a bad snowstorm. As a matter of fact, I was gonna come back on Saturday to, go to Zach Tanner's brother's service, celebration of life for, Zach McQuillan. And the roads were bad, so I didn't. I stayed in Casper. Well, then on Sunday, we were playing a team event, but Sean and I and Mary Hadla were kind of rotating in and out. And they were all four playing really well together, and so I left a little early. And yeah, the roads were dry till about 20 miles outside of Casper or outside of Rollins, and it got really slick, so I slowed way down, and a couple coming from Rollins, they had just left Rollins, slid sideways and got T-boned by a kid coming from Casper, and it did not go well.
yeah, that stretch from about Muddy Gap into Rollins can just be crazy.
Yeah.
You get that crosswind, that's tough to negotiate when the road's icy. Seems like there's always snow or something blowing across.
Yep, and that's how it was. Both lanes were just a sheet of ice, and it was about 4:15, I guess, when I called 911, and it was so stinking cold sitting out there. We didn't get off. I didn't get into Rollins until about 7:30, I guess, and it was just freezing cold out
Did you
there.
drive home or did you stay there?
No, I stayed in Rollins. It was pretty traumatic. There was another kid that was coming from Rollins, and he had pulled over, and I pulled over, and neither one of them were wearing their seatbelts.
Oh boy.
And somehow, I guess the girl was driving, so it rolled. They were T-boned on the passenger side, but then it rolled off of the right embankment and landed on the driver's side. And somehow the girl was driving, I guess. I don't know how they figured it out, but the girl was driving, but he, as a passenger, came in front of the steering wheel. And the steering wheel had him pinned in, and they were both alive, but neither one of them were responsive, and the girl got pushed behind, and so she was pinned back behind the driver, like behind the seat behind him. I don't know how. I don't know.
Yeah.
They figured it out. It was her truck, and they figured out, I guess, by their head injuries. Her head injuries were on her right side, and his were on his left, and so they figured they hit heads in the rollover somehow. But they had to get the jaws of life to get her out.
How long did it take them to respond out there? Is that to get up there pretty quick? Or?
It was about 20. Well, it was a little bit longer than that, actually, because luckily the kid that was coming from Rollins that pulled over had a bat in his car, and we had to break the windshield out, and then he and I pulled the guy out, and I sat there with him, had a his head together and I wanna say that whole process had to have taken at least 20 minutes,
Yeah, it's tough to be
25 minutes, yeah.
cognizant of time when in a situation like that, minutes and hours and.
Yeah, I would say at least 20 minutes, and so they had sent, 2 ambulances and a fire truck and life flight. And then of course highway patrol and the sheriff's department and stuff. And, when they both of on our accident, the kids stopped breathing right before we put him on the spine board, and I didn't ever, I could see that she was breathing, but I couldn't even tell it was a girl. Until they got her out, and then I could see her hair, but, as we were finishing, at the accident, I said to the highway patrolman, what do you need from me? Cause I figured he'd need my information, and he said, well, I just need you to stay in Rollins, and I said, okay. And I said, you don't need any of my information, and he said, no. And they had pronounced both of them dead, and it seemed like they were kind of rushing things, and I thought, well, it's cold out here, and it's getting dark, and so of course they are, and they had called off life flight. Well then, the highway patrolman said, we've got another accident that we need to respond to on 191 that sounds a lot like this. And I thought, well, 191, that's a long ways.
Yeah,
That's
no
kind of
kidding,
in the
respond
weird.
from, yeah.
But I thought, well, if the roads are this bad wherever they're at, then maybe this is the closest. But anyway, as I left the scene, and I pulled over as soon as I got into Rollins and was talking to my sister, who lives in Casper now, and I heard life flight go out again, or go out, and I thought, what the heck, because it looked like it was going back to where our wreck was, and I thought, that's weird. Well, then it had to go out that direction and then circle back around, and then I noticed on the other side of Rollins that ambulance and fire truck, and so it was a mile marker, 191, not
yeah.
Highway 191, but, yeah, they had a horse trailer, some, family and they were pulling a horse trailer and had slid off and hit another car.
Yeah, recipe for disaster right there.
Yeah.
With icy roads.
Yep.
Yeah, I just hate driving, and I almost refuse to drive in the dark in conditions like that.
Yep.
So if I can't do it during the daylight when I can see what's going on, I just.
Right.
When we came back from Arizona, it was that weekend before the week before the soccer jamboree here. It was like the 12th to 13th of March. We were in snow from Cedar City all the way to Evanston.
Wow.
But it wasn't sticking. It was good. It was warm enough. If it had been 5 degrees colder, it had been just sheet ice. Then we got to Evanston. It was clear. But it was. It's like, gosh, we never luck out. One way or the other, we end up catching, snow or weather or something.
Cause you go down for the winters, is that right?
We go, for like 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks. We went 8 weeks this time. Because we rented Hope Downs' house.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a house in Goodyear.
Oh,
and she gave us a really good rate on it, so we stayed longer.
Mm-hmm.
Because, that opportunity.
Right.
So it was good. We went 3 baseball games and.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Some concerts and, of course, gosh, good eating. I mean.
Yes.
We never went to the same place twice in 8 weeks, whether it was for coffee or lunch or dinner or breakfast or whatever. But the traffic, Interstate 10 is just bumper to bumper. But it was nice. She got a nice house. It's about, I think it's 1,400 square feet. And Nice residential neighborhood. It has a backyard, which is kinda nice for, you know, a lot of those,
Just,
communities
hanging
don't
out,
have
yeah.
much for yards.
right,
So yeah, it was good. Nice residential area. We were able to bike to where the roads weren't that crowded. And a lot of good hiking in the area, pretty
Mhm.
close to our house, so we did that.
so Goodyear is right,
Southwest, southwest part of the valley.
okay,
So it's kinda south of where the Final Four was in Glendale.
mm-hmm,
We were probably 10 minutes from,
oh, nice block.
10 minutes from,
Oh,
do you get it? Yep,
yeah,
see?
I stopped it,
Goodyear's about 10 minutes south of Glendale.
mm-hmm,
So yeah, it was. We went to Goodyear Ballpark for a game, and then Camelback for a game, and then Salt Rivers for a game. 3 different stadiums.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's nice. Casey and Zach were just down there, with his parents from Green River. They went down for about a week, and it was Casey's birthday on the 1st of April.
Mm.
And they went to the Diamondback Yankees game.
Yeah, spring training's nice, and it's more laid back, and
Mm-hmm.
crowds aren't as big. You can get good seats for
Right,
cheap. We actually I think we saw the Giants, or no, it was the White Sox, and I think the Reds. I was able to get row 1 seats right behind the backstop, just off the home plate.
oh,
So,
really?
like the backstop was right here, you know, and it was only like $30 or something like that. You
Oh,
know.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it was. You know, you're right there, just within feet of the plate.
Those seats are always cool. We, Stuart and I went to, New York to go watch the Mets and the Braves play. And, we were just downtown, you know, on 5th Avenue, and as a matter of fact, I was in the Sephora store there, and I came back out, and Stuart said, "You're not gonna believe who I just ran into." Well, we're in New York, I thought, it's gotta be some celebrity.
Right.
He said, Glenn Hubbard. And I said, oh. He said, he's the first base coach for the Braves.
Oh,
He said, I played Legion ball with him. He's from Ogden.
oh wow.
And I played Legion ball with him, and so the whole time I was in the store, then he talked to him. Well, when I came out and they had just finished talking, we were kind of walking back to our hotel to get ready to go to the game, and he followed us, and he said, you guys came all the way from Wyoming to see this game. He said, I'll leave you tickets at will call.
Oh wow.
And we had good tickets anyway. They were right on
Yeah.
the third baseline, and so sure enough, he left us tickets at will call, and we sat in the wives section,
Okay.
and we were 6 rows behind home plate,
Nice.
and every pitch, you know, we were on TV.
Yeah.
It was really cool. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was good. We maybe had 3-4 days of a little bit of rain, you know, a little
Mhm.
bit of cool, but you know, most of the time the highs were 60s, 70s, the lows 45, 40.
That's just right,
It
actually.
was, and of course wind non-existent, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
every so often we get like this, you know, a little 10-mile-an-hour wind or something.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to react to that. But yeah, it's just nice to get away for a little bit when it's really cold.
Yeah.
We've been very fortunate, you know, we've always come back and house is intact and,
Good.
you know, no broken pipes or
Mhm.
the freezer didn't die while you were gone and,
Yep.
you know, all that. So we've been doing that ever since we retired. We took a couple years off when my dad was living with us before he passed away because we couldn't take care of him.
Right.
I guess we could have, but it would have, you know, would have been tougher on him and us.
And hard on you guys,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, it's been good. We just, you know, Kim just gets on like VRBO or one of
Mhm.
those sites and,
Yep.
okay, where should we go this winter? Okay, let's try Arizona or let's try California. And
Oh, so you go different places?
We do,
Oh,
we do,
that's nice.
yeah.
Yeah, we thought about getting a house in Arizona, and then that's kind of what we said too, that now that, you know, you don't have the hassle of anything, you can kind of pick where you wanna go, you don't
Yeah.
have to maintain a home.
Well, that's the thing, you know, we thought the same thing, we, you know, after we retired, we thought we were gonna buy down there or something, it's like, you know, then that's the only place you can go, and you feel obligated. We gotta go there,
Yes.
we've got this investment, you know, we've gotta go
Yep.
there. And of course, then you have to have basically two separate households.
Yep, absolutely.
And so we just decided, you know what, we're just gonna pick and choose, and, you know, we tend to like to go to college towns, cause it seems to be a little bit more vibrant and upbeat, you know, like we went to Las Cruces, New Mexico, where New Mexico State was. And
Oh,
we were
cool.
able to go to basketball games, and
Yep,
women's softball, baseball started up,
yep,
and you know, and so you were in kind of a metropolitan area, and then sometimes, like 2 years ago, we went to Templeton, California, which is kind of wine country, so
Mhm.
it's more of an agricultural, rural area, you know, and yet there are like 30,000 population cities, like 10 miles on either side of it,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, so you have things
Yeah.
to do, and,
So, yeah, we just kind of, you know, she starts getting online, starts looking, and we've been to Scottsdale a couple times,
mhm,
San Diego, Temecula a couple of times, Templeton, Las Cruces.
do you mainly stay where you can drive?
Yes,
Yeah.
because we take our bikes, so
Oh,
we've got
that's,
a bike
yeah,
rack, and we just throw those on there and take our bikes with us. And, you know, she's been talking a little bit about Florida, maybe giving that a shot. I like the dry heat, I don't like so much the humid heat.
yeah, yeah,
We went down, saw our granddaughters play in Tampa in June, and boy, that was almost
Yeah.
unbearable, you
that's,
know.
yeah,
And then it'd rain, and it'd get more humid, and the sun would come out, you know.
yeah, and you can't even get ready to go anywhere, cause your hair's gone,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's just,
So I don't know, she talked about, you know, of course, it'd be a little bit longer drive. We always break it up, you know, we'll drive to like St. George first night, and then, you
Mhm.
know, wherever, or kind of break it up into 2 days, so we're only driving 6-7 hours a day as
Mhm.
opposed to 12 or
So,
13.
yeah.
And, you know, just get there for dinner, and, you know,
Yep.
check in, kind of kick back, maybe go for a walk, or go for a wine or something, and just kind
Right.
of take it easy.
Have you ever had bad luck with Airbnb or
We have,
your?
we've been very, very, very fortunate.
We haven't ever had any problems, issues
Yeah.
with them either, you know, when we first, opened, or first got our shop in Alaska with Pomeranke, they don't have hotels. They don't have
Really?
any hotels, no, there's
you have
one
to
little
stay.
hotel, I mean, they do in Anchorage, of course, and then, but our shop was in Kenai. But, so we had to do Airbnb,
Yeah,
every time we go and get a cabin and,
yeah, Kim's really, you know, careful, she'll check the reviews, and if there's any doubt, you know, we just bypass it on
yeah,
it,
just
you
go
know.
to the next one.
Yeah, and the first place, we stayed in Scottsdale, our very first retirement year, we kinda got it late. And it was, the lady was a little goofy, you know, but it was a back cottage type thing, you know,
Mhm.
so we had our own little place. It was only like 900 square feet, it was just tiny little cracker box, but, you know, she was a little bit odd, but, you know, it was no issue with the house or
Yeah,
the property or
can stay
anything
in
like
there,
that, but,
mhm.
you know, yeah, we've been very fortunate. Everybody we've rented from has been really, really good. You know, Hope kind of gave us an open invitation anytime we wanted it. You know, which is nice. We tend to like to go to different places and do different
Right.
things. But, you know, in a pinch, if maybe something comes up and we can't find a place, or we lose a place, you know, on short notice.
Right,
Because
right,
they only go down there, over Christmas and spring break, and the rest of the time it's open. They've never rented it out. We're the first people that they ever, you know, rented it out
Oh.
to.
Have they, do they have it on Airbnb?
They do not.
Okay,
Yeah, they've never rented it, and I kinda get that, you know,
yeah,
you need to be careful about the people you have in there.
right,
You
right,
know, and, you know, we try to really clean up, and,
right,
cause we knew, we left on Wednesday, and they were coming in like on Saturday. Cause
okay,
the spring break was just
Yeah.
starting up here, so, you know, Kim's like, we need to vacuum and clean up, and, you know, really, and so we try to do that anyway, you know, just so that,
yeah,
just trying to be a good
Yeah, good renters.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we would always do, and, you know, most of them have rules, you know,
Yeah.
take the sheets off and
Yeah,
put them
yeah, put them in the laundry
in the
room.
laundry, or start this, or, you know, run the
Yeah.
dishwasher.
And Kim was like, well, should we do this? No, here's what it says, put the sheets over here, let's just,
Mm-hmm,
you know, cause I'm sure they're gonna get here and they've got their kids and they're gonna wanna make sure the sheets are clean, they wanna make sure they
Yeah.
put them on there and,
right,
you know, and I totally get that, so, oh, you gotta, you know, put them on there, no.
yeah,
Don't confuse them, cause they'll probably just pull them off and wash them.
yeah,
They wanna be
exactly.
sure, you
Yeah,
know?
yep. Yeah, and you know, most of those places have contract companies that
Yeah.
come in and clean them
Yeah.
and, you know, so.
And you know, it was really in good shape, we
Mhm.
got there, it was very clean and, you know, so they had left probably about the 6th or 7th of January,
Mhm.
and I think we came in on the 15th or 16th, something like that, so a couple
Yeah.
weeks after they had left, and we ended up we pulled the doors closed on the boys' bedrooms, didn't even, you know, go in there or anything, and
Mhm,
so we didn't have to worry about cleaning those up or anything like that, but
right.
yeah, it's a 3-bedroom house and had a master bathroom, nice open living room area, open kitchen area.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, it was really nice.
How long have they had it?
You know, Hope taught down there, I bet 8 or 10 years ago, so
Oh.
I'm assuming she bought it when she was down there.
Okay, that makes sense, I
Yeah.
forgot about that. I
Yeah,
forgot
she
about
was
her
there
being
before, I don't know if they came back or she just came back, I don't know what at that point, but, yeah, so they've,
Yeah. I
2-car
think that makes
garage,
sense.
and she had her truck on one side, so we had the whole other side. And we ended up just parking on the driveway, cause we had our bikes and,
Yeah,
you know, stuff, so we just left those on one side of the garage. We could have used, it was kinda tight, and I just didn't, you know, I thought, I'm not gonna risk pulling in and bumping something or.
yeah, exactly.
And, you know, with the weather being so nice, even in the mornings when we got up early, it was still not that cold to get into the vehicle and go. So yeah, we just put our bikes in there and then that way they were out of the rain and. Ooh.
Oh, shoot, nice. Yeah, when I see these commercials about, you know, I don't know if it's VRBO or,
Airbnb or one of those.
yeah, that, you know, that there's, if you ever have, you know, there's these nightmares of people, the people that own it are still there, or whatever the case may be, and gosh, we've just never, ever had any bad luck.
Yeah,
It's always been a very pleasant experience.
you know, we've even, like, there were a couple times we went to, I think Scottsdale, the homes were just too expensive to rent, so we rented a condo.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, once in a while you have, you know, kind of noisy neighbors or something like that, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing, you know, ever really bad. And the last few times we've been kind of putting out a little bit extra money for the house, that we, you know, a little bit more privacy, we have a
Mhm.
yard, and we, you know, eat outside, excuse me,
If you
go
want, yeah.
outside or whatever, you know, and sit on the deck and.
Yeah, and it seems to be a pretty trendy thing, which is nice, you know, that there are other options. I wish they would have had it more when we were traveling with our kids, because we always had to have 2 hotel rooms
Right.
and,
Yeah,
you know, all of that kind of stuff, whereas we did find one place when we went to Key West for Thanksgiving, and, it was part of the hotel, but they had some individual houses, and we really, really liked that, but that was long before, you know, really Airbnb ever became a thing, and it was just through the hotel.
yeah, the last, we've been in Phoenix, in Scottsdale, the last time we were there was 2000, we left right in March, right before the pandemic really kicked in.
Oh.
And so it's been 4 years since we've been there, you know, to spend the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Oh,
nice.
nice, yeah.
It's pretty good too. And I'll tell you, the increase in traffic and the population is just, it was just incredible, the change in 4 years. It's just growing
Really?
and growing you know, I mean, you know, it gets to the point where you're not gonna be on I-10 eastbound from 8 AM to 10 AM, I'm just not gonna do it. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's bumper to bumper,
Right.
and they drive like they're crazy, and then, you know, I'm not gonna be westbound from
At this
3
time,
PM to
afterwards,
7
yeah.
PM, you know,
Yeah.
it's just, so you find all these back roads, you know, thank
Mhm.
God for GPS and all that, but, yeah, we've met up with Russ and Teresa Anderson, they live down there part-time, and
Oh, yeah.
met up with them for lunch, and so Teresa was trying to figure out a place where we kind of go halfway and meet up, cause we were on the opposite sides of the valley. They live in Casa Grande, which is kinda southeast, and we were in Goodyear, which was southwest, and so Teresa came up with this place, I think in Chandler. It
Oh,
took
yeah.
us 55 minutes to drive there.
Nope.
55 minutes, and that was like the, kind of the halfway meeting point, you know? And, yeah.
55 minutes, huh?
Yeah, 55-minute drive to go to lunch. I'm like, holy cow.
Wow.
It's like, you know, going to Evanston almost.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, so, you know, where we were at, the crowds weren't as bad, but, you know, when you start getting into Scottsdale area or
Yeah.
Glendale, where the bigger populated areas, it's
Mhm.
pretty crowded.
We, Stuart's mom and dad retired, or, yeah, bought a house down in Mesa. And we would go, down every year for Bike Week. And that was always fun. They always had, you know, had, you know, different, rides that you could go on and,
Right.
you know, different ways to go, but it, they always had a big thing in Scottsdale, downtown, old Scottsdale.
Yep, Old Scottsdale.
And then Cave Creek, I don't know if you know where
I don't know that one,
is.
yeah.
That's right, just outside of, Scottsdale, and that was always a cool, fun stop, and Fountain Hills, and.
Fountain Hills, we know, yeah,
Yeah.
we've looked there to rent, that may be next year, Kim was
Mhm.
talking about
That's a really pretty
Fountain
area.
Hills again, it is.
It's been a while since I've been down there, but there's lots of little places that you can go up, around that, you know, up kind of in the mountains and up around that way.
Yeah, we really like Scottsdale, that, I mean, it's really pricey and to rent, I mean, like the Art Walk, you know, Kim enjoyed doing that, we did that a
Mhm.
couple of times. And, you know, right there for spring baseball, you know, while there's
Right.
the Giants are just, they're kinda near Old Town, and
Mm-hmm.
the Rockies and the Diamondbacks are up in Scottsdale area, in the Talking Stick, I think they call it area. And, yeah, but, you know, we kind of fell into this thing with, you know, with Hope, it's like, well, yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
And, but yeah, she was mentioning, Kim was mentioning that when we were coming back, you know, maybe looking at Fountain Hills next year. And,
Yeah, that was always a pretty,
you know, we looked at Tucson, but that's really pricey too,
yes.
you know, and so, I don't know, yeah.
When we were down there one year for spring break, we got tickets to go watch, one of the baseball games, but they were playing in Tucson.
Yeah,
So it took us, and Gary and Becky Lamson, Chase went with us. And of course, all our family, and then Stuart's mom and dad, thank goodness they had a little motor home at the
Yeah.
time that we all just loaded up and went to the game. I didn't realize when I bought the tickets that it was in Tucson.
yeah, I think now, there's 16 or 17 teams in the Phoenix area, the Cactus League,
Yeah,
and then the rest go to Florida. So yeah, you know, you've got, I mean, we had probably 4 stadiums within 20-minute drive of where we were at. We found this coffee place, Black Rock Coffee. If you ever see a Black Rock Coffee, just excellent food, pastries, and
really?
breakfast sandwiches, and good different coffees. So that was kind of one of our go-to places, you know. It was just down from the Fry's grocery store, so we'd go to grocery, pick up groceries, and then,
And then
you
come
know,
back.
swing by there and get some coffee. But yeah, never heard of Black Rock, and we saw one. Oh, let's try that. It's like, wow, that was.
Good. Are
Really
they a
good.
chain? Are they a
They
franchise?
must be. First time I'd ever heard of them. It looks like California, Arizona, kind of
Around that
not a
area.
lot of them, but.
Mhm.
There were 2 within probably 30 minutes of where we were at.
Oh, wow.
So I think they're pretty big in the Phoenix area, and then some in California.
Hmm.
Alright, so let's see, we got 10 minutes to go. That'll take it up to 32, so that'll be 28 and 15. Let's go 45 when this one is over.
Okay.
Just double check my math. 32, that's 28 and 15. Yeah, 28, 15. Yeah, let's go 43.
Okay.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do, I spilled half my coffee this morning, so when this game is over, I'm gonna run down to Smith's and
And
get
some.
a cup of coffee, so I'll be gone just for a minute. Do you need anything? Want me to
Yeah,
get you anything?
no,
Okay.
I'm good. Kim, I'll go down and on the field the next game, and Kim will come up here
Okay.
and
Yeah, let's go 43. The girls were really good, yes. Our girls actually beat the Natrona bus here. I was shocked.
really?
Yeah, 'cause usually,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
they come, they got their Starbucks, they
Yeah.
got their come and go mugs, you know. Yeah, our
Mhm.
girls were here before the bus even got here.
Oh, wow.
It's like, wow, yeah. So we'll
And what's
start
the
at,
varsity score, did you hear?
2-0.
Oh,
Kelly Walsh,
okay.
yeah. So yeah, so let's go 43, and you know, we've changed that time now to 2:15 or 12:15 or whatever to allow them to get over. We used to try to play on the hour, and they never made it, so it's like,
Yeah.
why fight it, you know, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't get warm-ups, so you end up setting the clock back anyway, so why
Yeah.
fight it? Just set
Give
it
that
for,
extra 15
12:15, or like last night, 5:15. Okay, so I'll be gone
Okay.
for a few minutes.
All right,
Um,
that sounds good.
Is there a pencil over there? Let me
yeah.
just write the phone number down,
Oh,
just in
okay.
case something goofy
Okay.
happens, and I can't imagine
Yeah,
that it would, but you never know
No.
how it is when
soon as
you
you,
step away.
yep, that's right. Murphy's Law.
Yep, all right, there you go.
Okay,
All right.
thanks, Mike.
I will see you after I get back. I'll stay there till halftime, get them out of here, and then I'll go get a coffee.
Okay, that
All right.
sounds good.
Thank you.
He is a very much to the minute type of guy.
I can tell.
Can you tell?
I can tell.
Yeah.
He be
Yeah.
calculating everything and making sure he's on time.
Mhm.
That's good though. That's good.
Yeah, that's not a bad trait, that's for sure.
He has everything really organized.
Yes, he was the superintendent for a while. He
Oh,
taught
really?
he taught at the high school when I was in high school.
Oh,
And he
really?
was the football coach and, for years, and then at the high school, head football coach.
Uh huh.
And then, he moved into administration and was the superintendent for, until he retired. And now he just does this as a part-time retirement job.
Oh my God. So he was what, football coach when you were in high school?
Yes.
That is
And I
crazy.
graduated in '87.
That is 87.
Uh-huh.
That is crazy.
Mhm.
And you went to high school here, huh?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, that is so crazy. Isn't it weird, like going back and like seeing the high school after so many years?
Yeah, you know, but my girls have been, you know, doing sports and stuff.
Who are your girls?
I mean, they're older.
Oh, they're
My
older.
girls are older. Yeah, my oldest one is 37.
Oh, okay, okay.
And so 37 and then 37. Well, she'll be 37 and then 33, and then there's 5 years in between my middle two because I had a miscarriage. So, do you know who Abby Pomerinke is? She coached volleyball.
I think I do.
Yeah, so she's my third daughter.
Oh,
And
okay,
then
okay.
Casey Pomerinke, she's my youngest one.
Oh, okay, okay.
But there's 3 years between the oldest two, and then 5 years, and then 3 years between the youngest two. And so I've been up at that high school for
A lot.
Yeah, I never was not there.
Dang, that is crazy though. It's what, 2024, you graduated in 87?
Mm-hmm.
That is insane.
Yep. Kim, of course, you probably won't be here for the next game, but Kim that's with me, she also graduated from here, but she's a little bit older. She graduated in 83.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, when, so I'm originally from Utah,
Uh-huh.
and my dad was transferred up here when I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to White Mountain. I went to this school.
Oh.
It was a junior high,
Uh-huh.
and I was in eighth grade. And my mom worked over here at the Central Administration Building for the athletic director.
Oh.
And that's when Mike was the head football coach. So he knows my parents really well.
That is crazy.
Yes, and my parents were only here for 7 years, and then my dad was transferred back. But I was already married, and so then I've stayed here. I've been here for 42 years, I guess. But
Oh my God.
crazy
Crazy how time goes
small
by,
world.
huh?
Mhm.
Time
Yeah,
goes by really
small world.
fast.
So what grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
A senior.
Yeah, a senior. Yeah, I graduate this year. I'm like this. Fingers crossed I do.
You're ready for it to be a tip for graduation?
I am.
Are you?
I mean, it's starting to hit a little, but I just want to get it over with.
What are you gonna do afterwards? You gonna stay here? You gonna?
Yeah, I'm staying here. I'm getting my health science degree here at Western, and then I'm probably transferring up to Ogden. I think it's called Weavers.
Yeah, Weaver.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm not too sure yet. But I know I'm for sure going here. I'm already enrolled into Western and everything. I already have my schedule for next semester.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so I'm kind of ahead of the game.
Yeah, that's
Which is
nice.
good, yeah. So I mean, I just need to graduate and then get that started with.
Do you know what you're gonna study?
I am wanting to do sonography.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like the ultrasounds and all
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me tell Mike, but Abby is an RN. She's a labor and delivery nurse.
Oh, really? Did you like it?
She does. She
Oh,
really
that's
likes it.
good,
She's
that's
been
good.
up there for about 7 years, but she's only been an RN for 2.
Oh, okay.
And she loves labor and delivery. And then Casey, my youngest one, they graduated from nursing school together, and she works up on med surg floor.
Oh, okay.
So they both work up there.
That's cool.
They're both RNs, yeah.
Yeah, no, I hope I like it.
Yeah, well, the thing is that you're, you're young enough, you can look into all, a few different things, just, you don't have to make a choice right now, that's for sure.
Exactly. I know I can switch, but I mean,
Yeah.
the least that I want is to switch. I just want to get like my career and everything,
Yep, absolutely.
But
And you can't go wrong in the medical field.
yeah,
That will always be there.
exactly.
Do I need to stop the clock?
Someone get hurt?
Tell me.
Yeah, I think someone got hurt.
He hasn't put up the sign, or, well, he's up, so.
He's fine.
Yeah, usually they hold their hands up in an X and have you shut the clock off, but I didn't see him do that. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Western either. Kristen, my second daughter, she went to Western for 2 years, and then she went to Laramie for 2 years and graduated with a business.
Oh, okay.
And then she went to skin school down in Salt Lake, and she worked at Skin Dynamics for a long time. and then, she just went back to school and got her master's in education, so she's
Really?
gonna start, yeah, and she's 32.
Dang, she's doing really good.
Yeah, and so then she's gonna be the new 5th grade teacher that they just put on over it.
Oh yeah, I heard you talking about that.
Yeah,
That'll be good.
yeah, and then my oldest one, she didn't go to college right away. She worked for us. We had our own business, and she worked for us. And then she went down to UVU, and that's where she met